What's up, guys? A few of you recommended I check out this vegetable nutrient density tier list. Let's go.
So starting off, we got sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are one of the best vegetables to ever do it. They're like the Jason Tatum of vegetables. On the vitamin side, loaded with beta carotene. Beta carotene we can convert into vitamin A. Got lots of vitamins.
We can, as I mentioned in my short form content, listen, you can convert beta carotene to vitamin A. However, again, around 50% of people are low converters, and this means that you can convert beta carotene to vitamin A in a ratio of about 1 to 25. And sometimes worse. Some people can't convert it at all.
C, B5, B6. On the mineral side, tons of potassium, some copper, some manganese. They're also loaded with fiber. It's super satiating, probably one of the most satiating carbohydrate sources.
You don't want much fiber in your diet. Ideally, you want no fiber in your diet. In controlled trials, when you remove fiber from people with gastrointestinal issues, constipation, bloody stools, when you remove fiber, it fixes all those issues in controlled trials.
Sources. Actually, when I was on my original 35, 40 pound weight loss journey, I was eating sweet potatoes pretty much every single day because as far as carbs go, they were the most satiating. It made it really easy to stay in that caloric deficit because they're so high in fiber, so nutrient dense.
Again, as a human, you can't be in a thermal heat energy deficit, which is what a calorie is. And losing weight with sweet potatoes is not the way to go about it. It's actually pretty damaging. You want to be in a ketogenic state when you lose weight, and you want to be eating, you don't want to be starving yourself and eating plants really bad. I know as a fact his B12 and his taurine were suffering if he was cutting weight on sweet potatoes. Absolutely. Unless he was supplementing, which it's not natural. You should just eat the natural food that has all the vitamins you need. Not a good way to do it.
Really filled me up. On top of that, super versatile. If you watch my videos, you've seen I've done a million different recipes with sweet potatoes. I made sweet potato crust pizza, sweet potato sliders, sweet potato fries, and I'm still making a bunch more. You can make them sweet, you can make them salty, super versatile. Also, they taste amazing.
They definitely taste good. They have a lot of glucose and fructose. They definitely taste good. Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna put you guys onto some sauce here. Seasoning is key with sweet potatoes. Now, you gotta season it exactly like this. So listen up. Salt, pepper, garlic powder.
Pepper is a crushed up seed with a lot of phytic acid. So if you put pepper on a sweet potato, all the manganese and the potassium you're speaking about, a lot of it's going to get bound to the phytic acid in your gut. So it doesn't make sense to do that. But
and most importantly, smoked paprika. If you season like that, it's going to taste insane. And also, the aura with sweet potatoes is ungodly. For example, cold winter night, you get a warm sweet potato fresh out of the oven, pull it out, it's still steaming, you see the smoke coming out of it, grab your fork, you take one bite, you swallow. As soon as it hits your system, you immediately begin to feel the energy shift within your body. Immediate S tier.
That's the reason? Okay, then we should just put meth and heroin in S tier because, I mean, dude, when that hits your body, dude, holy shit, you feel, dude, that aura, man, that aura, dog. Like, I mean, obviously it's not, fructose isn't that damaging of a drug, but come on, man, that's not a good reasoning as a nutritionist. We should be looking at the nutrients, right? Not the aura. I mean, come on.
Next up, we got the onion. Man, I like onions. I like the guy. So I hate to do this, but this might get kind of ugly. We look at the onion, look at the vitamin.
They're nutritionally void, by the way.
Not much at all. We look at the minerals, not much going on at all. We look at the fiber, not a super high amount of fiber.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Now, it does have some antioxidants like quercetin and allicin. However, even
pro-oxidants for humans.
Here, the research shows that the total overall antioxidant activity is very low.
Oh, that's good. That's good as well. Okay, he's actually making a good case. It's low fiber, low pro-oxidants. It's good things. Again, it has obviously never eat an onion, obviously. If you eat any plants, especially vegetables, the actual leaves and stems of plants or roots, make sure they're cooked for your own safety and well-being. Just make sure they're cooked at least if you do eat them.
I think it adds a lot of flavor. If you follow me, you've seen my videos. I use it in a lot of my recipes, not for nutrient density, just because I think it adds a lot to it.
Yeah, I can tell this guy eats for taste. He's just talking about taste a lot. Yeah.
The facts, bro. Onions are not nutrient dense. I'll put in the D tier. I hate to do it, but bro, it's a business. And that's just, it's a low performer at the end of the day. Next, we got Gus.
As all of these, GutHealth has coined, they're all missing 15 micronutrients, which is absolutely correct. They're all missing fat-soluble vitamins, the full essential amino acid profile, bioavailable protein, B12. I mean, it's just, the amino acids that you need, it's slept on how much taurine you need, okay? Like taurine is an osmolyte that's going to regulate your electrolytes. It's going to keep your electrolytes up the right way, not through insulin. It's so slept on. Like these amino acids and amino acid precursors like creatine that you need for meat. You need to eat 2 to 3 pounds of meat a day to get the proper amount of creatine naturally. When you are eating these, it's an opportunity cost. You're saying, I'm going to eat broccoli with goitrogens, some fiber, and no macronutrients. It's not really even a food. It's just a indigestible plant cellulose, water, and some trace vitamins and minerals, and then some anti-nutrients. You're making an opportunity cost when you fill up your stomach with broccoli over steak.
Good source of B1, lots of folate, lots of vitamin K1, solid amount of vitamin E. On the mineral
K2 is superior to K1 in every single way. If you want K, go K2 from animal products.
It's got some copper. It's really high in fiber, specifically prebiotic fibers like inulin and fructooligosaccharides, which are really good for your gut. For antioxidants, it's got glutathione.
Your gut will eat anything you feed it, by the way.
Quercetin, camphorol. It's also a diuretic.
Bacteria in your gut.
Flush toxins from your body. And the aura is pretty solid for asparagus. Like, you go to a steakhouse, you get your nice ribeye, and then they come out with this thick.
The aura.
Spears of Gus, coated some olive oil with some salt on it. It's rich. Or another example, it's the middle of the summer, you're at a seafood restaurant on the water, you're wearing, you're right in the water, you're wearing sunglasses.
Is this a what's the most fun food to eat on vacation tier list or a nutrient density tier list? Because I'm hearing a lot of like storytelling, like, because I could do the same thing. Dude, you come home from work, you kick off your shoes, you grab a drink, that when that hits your system, bro, the aura, bro, hell yeah, dude. Some spears of Gus, dog. Like, what is this, bro? Like, I'm not even trying to hate. It's just like, bro, what?
They come out with your fish. They got some asparagus with it. You're just sitting there, fork and knife, cutting up the asparagus, just munching with the view. You're just thinking, damn.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, brother.
I'm gonna put that in the A tier.
Hell yeah, dude. Put the Gus up there.
Broccoli. Now, broccoli's got lots of vitamin C, lots of vitamin K1. It's got some vitamin E, some folate. Not really too much on the mineral.
It has goitrogens. He better speak on this. If he doesn't speak on the goitrogens, it's a 1 out of 10 video. 3 out of 10.
Side. It's moderately dense in antioxidants, things like quercetin and camphorol. It has
Proxins.
Precursor compounds for sulforaphane, which is anti-inflammatory.
That's a poison.
What I really like about broccoli is that it's a really good source of fiber, and it's also got a lot of protein.
Fiber is not an essential nutrient for humans. Fiber isn't a nutrient. If you want fiber, you could eat sawdust. You could go eat bark off a tree. That's what fiber is. It's indigestible plant cellulose. No animal or human needs an indigestible plant cellulose or anything indigestible in their diet. No human or animal needs something indigestible in their diet. When we look in nature, there's no other animal that needs something indigestible. Doesn't even make sense. Something indigestible is good for digestion. I don't know how this even got past the writing room from mainstream nutrition. It's so stupid. When we look at the randomized controlled trials, people with constipation, every single one fixed it completely by removing all fiber from the diet.
Like, not protein from an anabolic muscle building perspective.
You'll hear about colon cancer and things like that. It's epidemiology. It's not cause and effect. There's not a mechanism of how fiber prevents colon cancer that's proven. It's epidemiology. And that's obviously through healthy user bias only.
From a percentage of total calories, it's going to really contribute to satiety. Because about half the calories in broccoli.
It will contribute to the retardation of society. If everyone ate broccoli in development, then everyone would be iodine deficient and would develop cognitive issues. It would contribute to that in society.
What you're getting with broccoli is water, protein, and fiber, which are 3 of the most satiating.
Well, the protein is missing all the amino acids you actually need. It's not bioavailable. It's a plant protein. Like gluten is a protein. Ricin a protein. Come on, man.
Same amount of fiber.
Well, it has about no calories because it's not really a food. It's a plant. So that's not even much protein. And the funny thing is it's plant protein. So it's missing the actual full amino acid profile that you want. How much creatine and taurine and like carnosine, like what do you think you're getting from broccoli protein? Come on. There are actually some plant proteins with a pretty decent amino acid profile. Broccoli is not one of them. Pea protein is actually not bad. Like pea protein isolate actually isn't even that bad. But broccoli protein, just because it's protein in the name, it's not all equivalent. Like, gluten is a lectin in a protein. It's an anti-nutrient protein. Disrupts a lot of people's guts, as you probably have heard. Gluten is pretty mainstream.
Well, most of what you're getting with broccoli is water, protein, and fiber, which are 3 of the most satiating things you can consume. So where I'm going with
No. Fat is the most satiating thing you can consume, then protein. Sugar, obviously, the least satiating because it upregulates ghrelin, downregulates leptin, and makes you want to eat more because of how we traditionally would consume, something like fructose was to enter a fat storage state in nature. That's why it behaves that way. It was a perfect harmony. The way we used to consume fructose was perfectly balanced. In today's world, not balanced at all.
With this is it's great for weight loss. You can sneak it into your eggs. You can sneak it in like chicken, broccoli. You can sneak it in with.
So this guy's goal for weight loss is to fill up your stomach with a bunch of. So why doesn't he go? I would ask him, why don't you go get a big cup, put a bunch of sawdust in it, and then drink it? It's going to fill you up with fiber. That seems like a smart way to lose weight.
Beef and broccoli, lots of ways to cook it. I think it tastes really good. I think we can put this in the S tier. I think we can do it.
Nope.
Let's go.
Has goitrogens that will make you retarded in development. Provably. This is a real mechanism. We have the mechanism, not epidemiology. We understand how the goitrogens in broccoli interact with iodine in your thyroid, which is crucial to development. If you care about iodine, people talk about iodine on the carnivore diet. Oh, trust me, the ocean is replete with iodine. If you eat any seafood on a carnivore diet, your iodine is going to be perfect. Your thyroid, your T3, T4 is fine. Don't worry about that if you have sufficient seafood. Okay? My choices are wild-caught salmon and cod, really great choices. If you're worried about iodine as a human, you should keep broccoli 10 feet away from your kids and 10 feet away from your mouth as well.
Next, we got cauliflower. Cauliflower, really
another flower. Technically, barely even a vegetable, but.
Vitamin C, got a little bit of folate and vitamin K1. It's a good source of fiber. It's got glucosinolates, which convert into sulforamate.
Fiber is not an essential nutrient for humans. It's kind of getting annoying at this point. Okay, let's say, all right, guys, we have this hard drive. It's a really good source of metal for humans. Like, no, it's not for humans. What the fuck are you talking about?
And what I really like about cauliflower is the versatility. You can make cauliflower rice, cauliflower
We don't give a fuck about the recipes, bro. It's a nutrient density tier list.
Cauliflower bread, cauliflower buns. My personal favorite, cauliflower mash. Make a good cauliflower mash. There's some cheese in there. It's unbelievable.
With the cheese is what you like about it.
Pretty nutrient dense. The versatility really carries it here. I think it does a lot of good for
Missing 15 micronutrients. You can never call it dense.
Cool. I'm going to put cauliflower in that A tier. Let's go. Next up, we got spinach. Now,
okay, so spinach is another really bad one because of the oxalate content. We'll see what he says.
Kind of a bad rep. So let's break it down. Looking at the vitamins, we got folate, vitamin A, vitamin K1, vitamin E. On the mineral side, it's a really good source of magnesium. Now, spinach, it is true that it has a pretty high concentration of oxalates, which are a plant defense chemical, which can inhibit calcium, iron, and magnesium absorption. It can also cause kidney stones. But here's the thing. Cooking the spinach will significantly reduce oxalate content. If you watch my videos, if you look at my recipes, I use spinach in damn near
True. Here's where he messes up. In like a normal serving of spinach raw, you'll get about like 800 milligrams of oxalates. When you cook it, depending on the study, it shows about a 50 to 75% reduction, which that's great. It's a pretty large reduction. I'm sure if you char it to hell, you could probably reduce it up to like 90%. Generally, we're looking at a range of like the oxalate content in half to 1/4. That's a good step. That's good. I think if you consume this, you need to cook this plant to hell, obviously, and dispose of the water associated with it. Like once you if you boil it, get rid of all that water, toxic water, get rid of that. Okay. Here's where he falls short. The human body can only discard around 30 to 40 milligrams of oxalates per day safely in the best case scenario. Sometimes it's less. Even with a normal serving of cooked spinach, like a normal, 50 to 100 gram serving, normal cooked spinach serving, you'll still have hundreds of milligrams of oxalates that will take you a week to even cleanse out of your system at best. So if this is a food you're consuming often, it will lead to issues.
Every recipe. It's so nutrient dense. I use it all the time, but not even 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, I'm using cooked spinach. I'm always cooking my spinach. I think it tastes better.
Good.
Obviously, as I just said, it's going to reduce that anti-nutrient
Well,
content.
it tastes like shit both ways, to be clear, but that's good.
As far as antioxidants, the overall antioxidant activity with spinach is somewhat high. It's got lutein and zeaxanthin, beta-carotene, chlorophyll, quercetin, camphorol.
I can't believe people are listing off these compounds as if they're good for humans. It's wild.
Yeah, I use this in all my recipes, and it low-key has some aura. Not raw spinach, to be very clear. Cooked spinach.
Aura, bro. It's an aura, vegetable aura tier list. There we go. Vegetable aura tier list. All right, now it makes sense. Okay. It's whatever he deems has aura. Okay.
Got some more. Like, back to that steakhouse example. You come out with your ribeye.
Oh, my
and then
God.
you get some nice sauteed spinach and some olive oil with some garlic. Or even better, my personal favorite. They come out
Why
with
are you fantasizing about olive oil over melted butter, bro? Come on. If you're going to cook your Gus, at least put butter on it, dude. Not the bitter fruit oil with the poor omega 3 to 6 ratio and over just too much. It just has too much linoleic acid, bro. Come on.
Spinach. So they got that nice cream spinach with the steak. You have the bite. It's fresh out of the
Cream
oven.
spinach. Cream. Now imagine one of these recipes for my school community. I'll give you a recipe for my school. And it's not, this is like a dessert. But imagine this cream recipe. Raw milk, raw cream, some raw egg, some raw honey. Blend that up. Now that is a really good drink if you want a dessert. Has some fructose. That's a tasty, creamy drink. Mixing cream with spinach, kind of nasty. It's ruining the cream.
And it comes in one of those, like, I don't even know what they're called. Yeah, bro, that's rich. That's aura. Spinach is all around. It's a staple. This is going to the S tier for sure.
What the fuck?
All right, next we got romaine lettuce.
How would the most oxalate dense food in existence, even when cooked, be S tier?
Romaine lettuce, this is another interesting one. So on the vitamin side, it's got folate, vitamin A.
It's just fiber and water.
Vitamin K1, What it doesn't have that spinach has is that vitamin E. Also on the mineral side, romaine lettuce doesn't have too much going on there. It doesn't have that magnesium that you get from spinach. As far as antioxidants, it's got a pretty
Doesn't he understand you're not getting like any of that magnesium even from cooked spinach?
similar profile to the spinach, just in much smaller quantities. It also doesn't really have the oxalate, so there is that as a plus in comparison to spinach.
Okay.
I think romaine lettuce is great for salads, great for weight loss. I know it gets a lot of hate, but I think it tastes good. I think it's a good thing you can work in there to add some volume and kind of spam in some nutrients, because it does have a pretty solid nutrient density. So I'm rocking with romaine lettuce. I'm going to put this in A tier.
I'm rocking with it as some aura. We could just, on the aura tier list, we could just put it as.
Put this in A tier. Next, we got carrots. Now,
It'll just be the beta carotene thing again, I assume.
It's our special for sure. Looking at the vitamins, tons of beta carotene, which is an antioxidant that we can convert into vitamin A. And it's got a little bit of vitamin C. It's got a good amount of vitamin E. It's got a little bit of K1. It's got a decent amount of B vitamins. Now, if you look at the overall mineral profile, carrots have a decent amount of every single vitamin besides.
Yeah, because they're a root vegetable. Like, root vegetables obviously will have minerals. Like, see, humans did used to consume some fibrous tubers on occasion, like very rare occasion. Not a significant portion of their diet at all. Again, every human in nature eats mostly meat, of course, mostly meat. But yeah, no, root vegetables do have some minerals, but in the modern soil, it's like a lot more negligible, to be fair.
Besides B12 and vitamin D. And B12 you can't get from any vegetables, and vitamin D you can't get from most foods. So pretty much every vitamin.
No, you can get it from every food. That's actually a food for you. You can get it from fish, you can get it from eggs. Come on.
Get in a vegetable, carrots have a decent amount of. So it's a super well-rounded player. On the mineral side, it's got tons of potassium. And then once again, with the exception of zinc and selenium.
To be fair, I would rank carrots fairly decently on this tier list. Like, compared to these other foods, like on a meat tier list with meat would be A and it would be D or F. But in this tier list, it is actually a better option. I just realized this video is getting kind of long, so I'm going to cut it there. Overall, it's not the worst because he's comparing vegetables to other vegetables, but I still feel like broccoli and spinach in S tier is like bad for this tier list. See, that's all I got, guys. Thanks for watching. Again, if you want all my guides to improve your looks, learn the optimal human diet, get access to Talk to Me one-on-one, you can check out my community, link down below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.